Hello, everybody. This is Sir Winston here on the Sir Winston podcast, and this is episode 10. We only got 5 more episodes to go for season 1 of Sir Winston podcast. So, today I'm going to tell you a little story about how I got started on my first album. Now, I told that story many times, and the moral of this story is sometimes you'll be sitting on gold mines and you don't know how to put things out. So this is going to be talking about finishing things and wrapping things up. Now, when I first came out here, all you guys know that I worked with my producer Paul. Now, we worked on music for 3 years straight. I mean, literally just 3 years straight, and we put out music all the time. Sometimes we will break in between that, and we would just kind of go and just keep making music every day. And sometimes we won't talk for months, but we always made music, and we always talk about how the way we need to put music out, but we didn't know how to do, putting music out, putting a record out. So my friend Tony, which was like telling me about this guy that he knew, and his name was Derek. Now, he was my first manager ever. I never had a manager, but I learned so much things about putting things out with Derek. Me and Derek got together, and he said, so let me hear all your music. I think I've had about 30 songs recorded already, 100 songs written, and I was just saying to myself, hey, I want to put this music out, man, but I don't know where to go and how to do it. Now, mind you that Derek is a manager and a marketing genius. So he said, okay, we're going to take all your resources that you know right now, and we are going to make this album. So what we did was we got in his car. We went all the way to Paul's house. Paul lived very far away. Paul lived in, at the time, we called it Egypt. Let's just say. And so what we did was we got all my music in, and he says, okay, pick the songs you want to pick. So I picked 11 songs. And he says, now, what I want you to do is I want you to put together a list of the songs. And I said, okay, I'll put a song list together. And then after that, then he said, okay, you have to put a name out. And then I said, okay, I'll put a name out. So I put a name out, and I said, okay, since I got 11 songs, and he says, since you have 11 days to do it, I said, I'm going to name it 11 days. And then we just had this project, and we named it 11 days. Now, what we did was we said, okay, we're going to give it a running cover, like a running title, but we're going to do our own little makeshift cover. And we did, and we put it in a CD, and we just said, hey, okay, we put it on a CD, we burned it, and then we just had a physical copy, and we were like, okay, cool. And he was basically teaching me how to prototype something, and just seeing how it looks, how it feels, a tangible item. So we had this CD in my hand. Now he was like, okay, now we need to improve this. And I was like, wow, this is great. I need to improve this. And he was like, improve it more by getting a better cover. I said, well, he's like, well, who do you know that takes pictures, and maybe you want to take some pictures? And I said, yeah, man, I know my friend Sean Laus. He takes pictures for clubs events. And we went downtown, we took pictures. And he said, okay, man, this is great, dude. That's wonderful, man. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put together the CD. And he says, okay, I have an artist that is a graphic designer. And at the time, Jules is a great graphic designer. So what I did was I said, okay, I'm going to pay Jules to do my graphic design. And we put together the kit, and then we took it to the print shop. And then Jules, he did the CD covers. He did the CDs, the CD, like the 11 on the CD. So the moral of this story is, what you want to do is you want to start. You want to start on something, You want to kind of build it and sculpt it, because sometimes it doesn't look like you like it at the first time. So I'm going to give a couple tips on how you can get something creative and, just get the ball rolling and just kind of scope something and, finishing projects. And that I've been thinking I've been doing a really good job with that. So here we go. So number one, you want to create a prototype. Like in my story right now, I created a prototype that was like, it wasn't as great as it was. I mean, even picking the songs out was hard because I was like, man, I want to pick this song, I want to pick this song, but he was like, hey, just keep going, and we'll figure out what songs we want to put on there. And I gave myself a time limit. Now, the second thing is you want to improve on your prototype. Improving on your prototype makes it like, okay, I'm not done with this project, so this prototype, and see what I can do better. And just keep sculpting that project. And then another thing that you can do, and it's the third tip that I can give you, is using all your resources. You got to use every resource you have. So if you know somebody that's good at design, call them up. If you know somebody that's good at putting some things together that you don't know how to put together, you might want to call them up. That means you're working together with people. You're making sure that you putting things out. You're making sure that you're giving them something to do, and you're paying them, and you're getting results. So that was my tips for everybody. Leave a comment down below. We got 5 more episodes for this season. I appreciate everybody coming this way with me. This is Sir Winston on the Sir Winston podcast. Check y'all guys later.